What's this?
Well,
Faithful Way.
we passed 5. What is 5?
That seems to be a place called the Golden Palace.
That's the fighting pit.
It's a nice drinking place. It seems to be.
Oh.
So basically
There
you
is
want to kill someone.
also, you know, it's seemingly a actual glass window with a dancing, very scantily clad woman, sort of raised above, so you can see it from some display. She's wearing a lot of gold, sort of rings and a necklace and such, and that's almost all she's wearing.
What's up?
Yeah, you get to this cross point. There's a lot of people walking by here around. There's a few people clad as scholars and such.
Manikai.
Huh?
Since we crossed this is 5, is that the fighting ring or is that?
That's the
something else?
Golden Palace.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
Oh, yes.
I'm curious about this road, the Faithful Way.
Yes, that road is a very broad road leading to the gates, the Gaston Gates.
The Lord's quarters.
Here is also the priest's quarters, that is known for its amount of scholars in black and priests in blue. It has actually quite a few universities. There is the Gaster University, and then the true Gaston University, who are known to be fierce rivals.
So it's called Gaston and True Gaston?
Yes, the king made the Gaster, misspelling it even, university as a royal decree. The Duke, feeling offended at this king making a decision over his city, made the true Gaster University and pumped a lot of money into it.
Oh, that's
These are two of telling God's greatest and largest universities, and they are always rivals.
great.
Beyond that, there are a few other academic areas. There's also the University of Hilden Hall, of Tiny Brooks, of Fairchester, of Candley, and yeah, then the two competing ones. The other ones are not as famous and not as big.
I love this petty rivalry between the king and the duke. Like, no!
What is number 2?
As you walk across this way, this has many beautiful old buildings. It seems quite the nice quarter. You see, you come past what seems to be a very tall building. You've been able to see it actually from when you entered the town of spires, and the gleaming of shining metal. As you go here, you see what is most likely the largest cathedral you have ever seen. Out of it comes many people, and I mean, this is a huge cathedral, and there's like outside there's a huge brazier, and on top there are two sort of torches crossed and such, and you know that this is the Grand Cathedral of Mithra, the Fire Undying. Also the site of the dear Mithra that harbors the Inquisition. This is not a place where many of them are. It is the sort of official headquarters, though, for the Fire Undying.
So we are
Was
right
number-
next to the Hornet's Nest.
And that was number 2?
Yes.
Oh,
It is remarkable, and even to you who do not have the best relationship with the god, it is stunningly beautiful, and the scope of it is just amazing. It seems almost they wanted to rival the keep, but did not get granted enough land to do so. As such, it is very tall and reaching towards the heavens.
What is number 8?
Number 8.
We passed it because we were all sitting on it, so we didn't know.
Yes. Number 8 is not something you're easily missing. In the center here, there's a gigantic statue. And anyone who will do a brief history check.
sure.
I mean,
Huge.
a lot of us have history.
I haven't.
I haven't.
Meaning
They made
You
it clear
recognize
too.
this as a statue of the victor. Raising his sword, he steps a broken star under his foot, and he's also clearly stabbed a griffin.
Oh,
Is that an
Stunning
Asmodean
side of-
star under his foot?
It is. It is broken though.
of course.
You know it's forbidden to show the actual symbol. Yeah, it is King Arcadian the First, called the Victorious, and he's standing quite victorious and quite triumphant here. Around him, there's a fountain he's sort of standing in, and around that you see actually quite a few what could only be called doomsayers. They stand here, sort of raving. One of them is whipping himself as the other screams about the doom and the hells, and that Mithra has sent the bugbearers to punish those of filthy faith, and that the dark gods are converging. And one screams that the plague will come so terrible that none will survive, and another screams that, yes, that the seas will rise and the creeps that we have been eating will come and eat us. And they have a very colorful and creative doomsday scenarios.
Some of them which sound accurate.
Sound more accurate than perhaps they should. No one seems to really be paying them much attention.
There is. He's quite entertained as he goes past them, possibly even throwing in a random comment encouraging them.
He does see, if you pay notice, that out in the corners seems to be quite a few, there's still standing people in blue robes, just standing here looking at passers-by, taking note of people as they listen to the doomsayers.
Yeah.
At least on the deck four alignment's running.
Yeah, at least.
I'm thinking of
speaking of-
Himskir. Is that the name of the guy in Skyrim?
Talus.
Talus!
Oh yeah, that guy.
I'm
They're
here.
sort of like that, and they're very personal, sort of looking at someone and says, "Do you have a clean soul?"
No,
No.
not in the
Very
slightest.
nice.
They actually ask that, pointing towards Marcus.
Of
Do you
course.
know where your soul would go if the seas rose today?
Yes, in fact, I do.
Join me and walk the people to safety. We must build a ship so large that all men can be on it.
I like to fund this project.
Walks a step
Uh-huh.
closer to grab for Marcus.
Marcus will just keep walking.
Hey, listen, Kenham.
The
I
doomsayer
mean,
will grab his shoulder to stop him, saying,
Marcus
"You
will
know
keep walking.
the power of the gods."
Mark just
Better-
pretty much like to keep walking.
Yeah, I mean, it shouldn't
Is
be
he-
that
is
hard.
he just
Grab
gonna-
Zachariah's robes. Do you know where your soul would go if it ended today? Are you happy with that?
Zacharias will look him like, give him the most cold, like the most evil glare he can muster, which is a lot coming from Zacharias, and then we'll say, "I do, preacher."
Looks full of and says, "Then join with me and build a ship so large that every man can be on it, and the gods will forgive your sins."
I wish I had disguised casting right now because I would so set him on fire. With
Just set him on fire. Zacharias says, "That does sound lovely, yes. I think those people over there," pointing at some other people, "they gave you a sideways glance, preacher. Perhaps their souls are not as pure as ours."
"It is not too late. It is never too late, my son.
Of course not.
I can carry your sins." Zacharias closing eyes a bit, as breathing a bit. "It is the flesh, isn't it, my brother? That is your greatest sin, but the gods will forget if you build Yahk."
Ah, yes, of course. Now then, walking.
I know the calling. I have felt the calling too. He sort of almost brushes Zachariah's shoulder slightly.
Huh.
I know the temptation. All men shall join on a ship,
Yes.
shall sail until we find a new land of gods.
Yes, I can.
Cash will just stand and enjoy the sight and smile all over her face.
Yes, I can see. I can see what kind of temptation you are thinking of, preacher. But no, I will not build an ark with you. Sorry.
He looks so serious. Stumbles at him. You! You! I can see it on you. Your soul is impure, filthy,
But priest,
dirty. Says looking at that, so he is.
Cash will look. Oh yeah, he is dirty.
but priest, do not just declare our souls as impure.
The
But you-
gods
but you see-
declare your souls unpure. Filled.
Look around as these people pass by, all giving glares and snickers to you. You speaking the truth. You must fix their ways and stop them from before they go to the dark side.
Yes, yes, together. We can do it. We can inspire them. Do you hear? This man and me. We will inspire them. He takes his shoulder and sort of shakes him a little. Another man looks down at you. Says, "Don't listen to him. I know the truth. There's no doom. There are no gods." He's very afraid. The man looking at, "Fool! There are, and they are vengeful."
Right, this is the time to get out.
Yes, while this argument's going on, the Zeus will slip away.
They begin to argue quite loudly.
Kyron is disappointed that the
The you see
spectacle is over.
is that the men in blue, one of them flicks a finger, two others disappear, and just a minute later, as you're walking down, you see what seems to be a guard clad in blue come and lead the man screaming that there are no gods away.
Cash is disappointed that none of them touched her.
I just really want to say here, if he kept going, I may have thrown out some magic at him.
Probably not a good idea, no.
No.
I mean, when I did it, technically the holy symbol that's now disguised as Mithrin would start glowing Mithrin. So
Pull out an Asmodean symbol, like.
remember my
Hellfire I turn.
remember I technically got my own custom made one, not an Asmodean one now. So
Pound food I call upon the pit fiend to serve.
Things like, cast gate.
if I cast Gate and Asmodeus said yes, how would you feel?
Every city, in any city, would be quite the.
And the only directive you give the pit fiend is like, kill everyone.
Cash will walk over to Zacharias. I didn't know you were so fond of the flesh.
Zacharias will look quite displeased.
Yes, I've always suspected Zacharias to be not the man we know.
Zacharias glares at Kyron. Not you too, Kyron.
Oh god, you know what? I wish I did now. I wish while I was speaking there, I activated Murderous Command and just made it run after people.
Oh, that wouldn't have been a good idea.
It's verbal only, so I could have literally just said like, you must stop their evil ways. Murderous Command. They stop. He runs after someone with an axe.
Ah!
That would have been amazing. I'm disappointed.
You continue down the row and you see next. Well, there's sort of a slight uphill here. You know, a bit of a cliff where you know the Lord's quarters are up and where the castle of Gaster. The way here is quite narrow, and you'd see that leading even to like some sort of siege engine out to bash the gate would be very difficult, as you would be barraged by weapons. I mean, the Lord's Quarter would seem almost impossible to take. You don't know there's only one way in.
There's one way for an average man, not for one.
As close as anything is, however, to the Lord's Quarter without being in it, is here at number 7, the Library of Gaster.
Ah, yes.
It is a wonder of the world. and it is something that scholars come to Talingard to see. It is truly huge, and inside is the single greatest selection and collection of books, tomes, scrolls, and everything else written in all of Talingard. No man, no mere human, could, if he read every single moment of his life, hope to read half of the stuff written here.
Except for Cash.
Cash spent her whole life; she might be able to get through some of it. Yeah.
Woohoo! She wouldn't.
You do know that in the loss of Barca, one thing the Duke of Gaston at the time was not able to do was stop the Inquisition from going to the library, burning anything they found unfaithful at the Great Gaster book burning. They built a tower as high almost as the cathedral they now have in the same place, and they torched thousands of tomes, carrying what they deemed to be arcane in nature, or to be of any other god than Mithra.
That sucks. They do that all the time.
Zacharias nods. Yes, their horror at knowledge is apparent, and it is appalling. He grimaces. I shudder at the thought of how many great works of lore has been put to the flame by these people.
Well, I think their flame undying has become the flame undone.
One can hope, indeed. Is the library open for the public?
Yes, there is a small admissions fee. There are priests at the entrance.
Of course.
Dressed in blue. You know, the priests are the one now that run the library. In ancient times, the scholars and the academics did. But now, after the book burning, and now for hundreds of years, priests, or for 100 years basically, the priests have done.
Alright, Zacharias will approach and go into, and the others can actually see him sort of almost looking reverent as he steps up the stairwell or staircase to enter the building, and he seems to actually, for the first time ever, perhaps since you've known him, like stepping as if on holy ground.
Yeah, a priest comes over to him with a little sort of, almost like a little box, and he says, 5 silver pieces, please.
Zacharias is like pulled from his reverie and like almost like come crashing down, and like for a split second he looks at the priest as if he wants to tear his heart out with his bare hands, but that quickly passes, and he smiles and says, "Of course."
Priest, misunderstanding his look, says, "It's for the maintenance of the library and acquiring of new works. So 5 gold and all the knowledge of Talingard is within your hands." Smiles.
All of it, really? He looks over at the library. Well then, my good sir, that is a small price to pay indeed. And he will
yes.
And he will pay the amount.
Sure.
Do we all have to pay when we approach?
Yes, everyone has to. Will be approached for the 5 gold pieces. 5 silver
gold
pieces.
Okay, I can do silver. I can't do gold.
Marcus is the poorest.
It's fine.
Can you take my sword?
It's fine. It's fine. Azurius has enough here to pay for everyone like 100,000 times.
Yeah, that's no problem for Zacharias either. I have quite a decent amount of personal wealth.
Just taken out,
There's like, could you give me change for a platinum piece?
I have this astral diamond.
They have a box. They don't seem to actually take the money out. They just sort of put the money in a box and carries it around.
5 gold pieces, only payable in astral diamonds, no change.
Exactly.
No, you imagine buying dinner. It's 12 copper pieces. I have an astral diamond.
Just take off the most minute fleck from it, like here you go. This will buy the whole place, I think.
Can't even hold this.
Alright, let's enter the library.
Yeah, you enter this great library. There are marble pillars and bookshelves so tall that the ladders with the wheels on have been placed. There's just rows upon rows upon rows. The first thing you enter when you see is like a map with directions as to where to go to find certain types of works.
Did we get any specifics where to meet him inside the library?
I don't. Oh. You know that he is a priest, and then yeah, you know. Well, maybe you can infer something from the letter.
Oh, perhaps. Where's the letter?
We burned it.
Oh, I did commit it to memory though.
Right? Yeah.
And he has enough
Hopefully.
intelligence to do that.
Sure can. Shall do a check. I can go back and watch it at your earlier video if you don't have the file.
What's the problem?
I have it.
It's the letter. I want to look at the wordings of the letter.
Yeah, I'm guessing.
Oh, right, yeah.
I have a feeling he's probably going to be somewhere like next to like some religious book of Mithra.
Maybe. Or he's like in the forbidden section.
You see, there is like a there is an area that is sort of almost, you know, it's clearly where there once was a lot of things, but now it's just sort of, you know, it's on the map. It's just marked as being empty.
Let's go there. I like this adventuring party with like weapons and everything just rolling into the library.
You can't see weapons with the sky.
There are actually a lot of people here, all of various sides. You even see like a lizardman
Oh,
wearing a robe. He's,
listen, man, quite rare.
Well, in Cash, you would only have 2 daggers. Ooh, dangerous.
And a dragon inside her flesh,
And I have a quarterstaff which I'm using as a walking stick.
screaming to get out. Release me!
No.
Well, you walk and you
No.
come to the empty area where you see an older man. Well, he's very wrinkled, and he sort of he looks at you. He's dressed in a blue robe of a Mithran priest and has a big silver sapphire holy symbol marking him as an important member of the priesthood and a veteran of Mithra, meaning he has done significant service to the faith and the crown.
Ooh, me.
He meets Cash's eyes, and for a moment he stares intensely at her as he looks at the group, as he regards you, nodding.
Cash will walk over.
Turn around. There's nothing in here. What do you seek?
Cash will look at him. Well, who do you serve?
He says, looks and says, only knowledge.
Cash smiles and
If you are interested in knowledge, perhaps you could join me for a symposium tomorrow evening in the basement lecture hall.
is that a date?
At you?
Wow, he looks, yeah. Look at that guy.
Bows and says, I'll be off. And then he turns to leave.
Oh,
Fabulous, Cash. Fabulous.
Zacharias looks around. I suppose then that we could perhaps get some more information about town, although he's looking at all the books.
just looks at Zacharias. He may be the person we're supposed to talk to.
Hmm?
He may be the person we're supposed to talk to.
Yes, of course he is. Of course he is. And we shall join him tomorrow
I
night.
placed
is
the
it?
letter out on this side of the map, by the way.
So we're supposed to meet him at that lecture.
Yes, in the lecture hall. At night.
In the
Yeah,
meantime,
he can't exactly talk to us in the middle of a public library.
Of course not.
Yes, we
Shh,
need.
it's a library.
Zacharias, would you know about any good inns?
Zacharias will consider. When I was here with my former tutor, he seemed to recall what inn did I stay when they were here last.
He can't really remember such a name, but he knows the location.
I think I can find my way back there this way.
So it's a small place, mostly serves sort of small quantities of alcohol, you know. and stuff like tea and such. It's a
So-
place where scholars can sit down and discuss things. There's a little garden out back.
Ah,
Um,
wonderful.
Cash looks at the others. Do you think he could see through my disguise?
Zacharias will lower his voice. What disguise, Lady Cash?
Well, she had her voice lowered when she said that.
You're looking perfectly ordinary. You are as open as a book.
Says he looked at me strangely,
I have
like he could
lowering-
see.
Lowering his
What?
voice even more. Of course it did, but we cannot talk about this in public.
She's
Or
whispering.
perhaps he was just an old man who hangs in a library all day. And then suddenly you walk in and he gets very different ideas than he usually does.
Well, he would have
Happen.
said yes to a date then. That
Well,
dirty
that's-
old man.
Well, that'd have been rude. Actually,
Cass-
rude either way.
Cash whispered the whole part of disguise and all that.
Very well, Zacharias will lead them out of the library then to where the inn is.
All right. It is sort of a small place. The the rooms here have sort of nice scented candles in them. It's only solo rooms they have, but they're sort of small and they're nice. It's a pleasant place owned by an old couple. Who the man once was a man making sea charts. Bring his wife out and sort of looking at the land, and they have an interesting maps, and on the walls there's sort of lots of old maps placed. It has a nice smell of like the smell of an old book or a familiar tome.
How many years ago was the big book burning?
Oh, that was about a little more than 100 years ago.
Okay.
Cash
When
wonders-
when actually there was the big war and the Barkins lost.
Cash can just go back in my day.
Exactly.
She was around 36 back then.
Yeah.
It's young.
It's
That's
like what
quite young.
Zacharias is now. Yeah, Zacharias will enter the place and actually again draw breath like is and actually look pleased for once.
There's a nice smell of tea. And sort of, the old lady behind the counter is greeting people. There's a little jar with what seems to be hard candy. That you can sort of take a piece if you want.
Oh my god.
It's great.
Yes.
Zacharias
Right.
will
So
approach
Gates spelled
the old
Tristan.
lady.
It seems to be homemade.
Oh.
Yeah, she'll nudge us. Hello.
Zacharias bows to her. Good day, matron. He looks around. I don't suppose you would remember me. No, of course you wouldn't. He smiled his most, friendly smile.
We
But,
get many visitors.
Yes.
Don't
yes.
take it personally. I forget everyone at this age.
Zacharias smiles. I see. Well,
She is quite a bit older than last time you saw her.
Yeah. Ah, yes. I remember the last time I was here. You do not look a day older, my lady. He bows.
Flattery. I like you.
He smiles again. Yes, it was quite some time ago. I was here with my old tutor, but well, that is neither here nor there. He smiles again. I seem to recall that this inn had the most peaceful of lodgings and a good tea and a hearty, warm meal. He nods again. Me and my traveling companions, motioning to the armed band of giants behind him. Seek somewhere to rest for the night. Do you have 5 rooms available?
Yes, we do. Help yourself, she says, pointing to the sort of. There's a little sort of cookie jar, if you will, and then there's the hard candy.
Ah,
And I will have to ask for still a piece each, and you will get half that if the room is returned in good shape.
Zacharias nods. That is a very good accommodation. He nods again. He will take out a gold piece and hand it to her. This is for 2 days then for the party.
Thank you, good sir. She sort of takes-
Kyron is clearly displeased, but he will take a cookie.
They are good. Sort of honey and nuts cookies.
It's
Melts in your mouth.
Kyron will take another cookie.
He is still somewhat displeased.
Kyron will take all the cookies.
In the evening,
Just grab
there
it
is
from
entertainment, and there is a book signing,
Oh.
and then there is complimentary tea, and cookies on the side.
So Grass smiles at her and says, "Finally, a civilized inn."
Cookie.
Zagreus will also take a cookie as he, grabs whatever keys she hands him and looks at the party and smiles.
Each key has a little sort of little tag of what seems to be little knitted tags with says like the it sort of has a nice edge of some pink thread, and then there's a little room number on clearly also homemade.
Clearly.
What time would it be?
Right now it's probably around 4 or something like that.
Hmm.
I mean, still a good part of the day.
Yes, Zagreus will, take the cookie and take a bite and nod to the kindly old lady, and he will just inspect his room quickly.
It's
Yeah.
nice. There is some. It seems fresh and clean. Currently, the